Williams, good ball fake. Wow.
Payne at the top, fires from long distance and buried the three.
Campaign says I'm a pretty good guard myself.
Left side, three on the way. Front of the rim on Payne, but the tomahawk stop by Williams. It's Sapp, throws it up to Frere at the buzzer, and he banked it in! He banked it in from 35 feet at the buzzer.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Dave Winder with you here in the Race Center on the campus of Murray State University, adjacent to the CFSB Center, where the Racers had a great season. Unfortunately, the postseason, the first part of it with the OVC tournament ended with the Racers dropping the championship game to Belmont. But what we're going to do on this first part of the show, before we show you the highlights in the second half, is just talk about the case for Murray State. And Coach, we've been going over this for the past, since the game was over, basically. And we've got a team here that's won 27 games, won 25 in a row, and 16-0 in the OVC, 15 to do that. I know you feel very strongly and very passionate about this team's inclusion into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you can just watch our basketball team from the course of December 1st till now. We didn't lose a game from November 30th until March 7th. And so you can't watch our team, whoever's watched us play, NBA scouts, other college coaches, head coaches, and say that that's not an NCAA tournament. And one of the teams deserving of one of the 30, I think it's 36 at-large team spots now. And so whether it's a play-in game, it'll obviously probably be a play-in game, and that's fine. But we belong in the field. There's no question about that. My biggest question is you win 25 games in a row to finish the season. When we finally got healthy, people don't follow us nationally to understand what our team went through in November. Tyler Rambo practicing with the first team all fall, all preseason. Find out the day of the first exhibition game that he's ineligible. So we have to go do an appeal with that. So he misses a Houston game, a guy you're relying heavily on for that game because of two factors. Jonathan Farrell hadn't practiced for 3 months because of a hip injury that was one of the most uncommon injuries, so he couldn't work out. He couldn't do anything rehab. You had to let it rest completely before he could start getting back in action. So he comes into the season totally unhealthy. He can't get up and down the floor more than three, four trips. 5 minutes, yeah. And playing 10, 12 minutes a game. And the other guy up front, Wayne Langston, is coming from junior college, missed a whole summer, so you know it's going to take him a process to understand the system and get in shape, and he played really well in January and February for us. Now you're looking off the bench, Justin Seymour, a kid that didn't play much as a freshman at Utah, sat out, so basically, like Coach Small said, he's basically a freshman. And so it's going to take him a while to get in sync. And their other guard off the bench is a freshman, Kedrick Flomo. So this is a team that, and then Sapp was sick through about a 1-2 week process because he is a father and he's got, he was going, he was burning the midnight oil. Yep. And so he got run down. And so you're looking at a team that in November is not the same basketball team. And from November 30th to March the 6th, we didn't lose a basketball game. And I challenge the committee to look at, and this is what you have to do at the end of the day. You want to forget the RPI, forget what is a quality win. Nobody knows what a quality win. You beat Kentucky, that's a quality win. You beat Wisconsin, you beat Virginia. But if you beat 50, if you beat 60, if you beat 38 on a neutral floor at home, is that really a quality win? And so I'm tired of the no quality win argument, And so you've got to look at, give them our schedule. And can those last four in, those 12, 11 seeds, can they go undefeated from November 30th until March the 6th with our schedule? And that means playing an Ohio Valley Conference team schedule, so that means playing here and winning in Murray. Yeah. And I don't know. You got to decide that, but I can't do it. The administration, you, Allen, the commissioner, you guys have to get with them and paint that picture.
Yeah, well, you're painting a very good picture yourself, Coach. The Racers flipped the switch pretty quickly after that game Saturday night. I saw you just in the press conference flip the switch from, yeah, it's heartbreaking, but we've got more to do.
Well, I did because I'm the head coach
Yeah.
and I have to. Our players, I mean, I haven't seen them since late Saturday night. So, but speaking of them, is the way they've handled this. They've handled this as graciously as they've handled the 25 wins in a row, and I'm proud of them for that.
Yeah.
And Justin Seymour's Twitter letter, I don't know what else you'd call it, so I just said Twitter letter.
Yeah.
That was, first I told him after reading it, you better be a 3.5 GPA at worst because that was really, really sharp and very, very impressive. But the best thing about it is the first thing he did before going into us, he congratulates Belmont, which they're deserving champ. I mean, Rick Bird's going to be – we're playing in a league with a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing to me that our league doesn't have the credibility to stand on to be a two-bid league in a situation like this and be a no-brainer after the success we've had over the last 5 or 6 years. It's been the heyday of the league. Yeah. I mean, you guys should be sitting at work and saying, holy smokes, look at what all we got to print. 2010, brink of the Sweet 16. 2011, brink of the Sweet 16. 2012, brink of the Sweet 16. 2015, a team that is ranked again. 2 out of the last 4 years, you're having a team that's ranked. You got 5 guys playing in the NBA out of our league over the last 3-4 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Compare us to the Mountain West. Compare it to the River Valley. Go back, you, Kyle, do a study and lay it all out for everybody.
Well, we're laying it out nationally, and the Racers should be into the tournament. Now it's a long week, though. You know, you guys are going to get back to practice here and stay sharp, and you know, it's going to be a long time until we get to Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm having a baby tomorrow night, so I don't know.
That's right. There is that too.
So it's not going to be a long week. I mean, it's just the next week. We're off today. We'll balance our schedule the right way, and before you know it, it'll be Sunday afternoon. And I'm not sure how we're going to handle it. I don't think we'll watch I'll watch it, and I think I'll just have our team meet here at 7:15, and we'll be screaming like crazy, or we'll talk to them. We'll get them refocused, and we'll get our NIT selection. But I tell you what I don't want to see happen. If we don't, we are deserving, we should be in, there's no question about it. It should be end of discussion. But if for some reason they go the BCS route, if we are not a 1 or 2 seed in the NIT, then we really, first of all, we don't get in. We need to do a double take. We need to reevaluate everything. And I told you that, everybody. We need to all sit down, have a big meeting, and reevaluate some things. But if we're not a 1 or 2 seed in NIT, then we really need to do it.
All right. Well, there's the case for Murray State. We're going to take a break here.
That's just half the case. That's just half the case. We hadn't even started. We haven't even talked about the wins. We haven't talked about winning at Evansville and Northern Iowa didn't. We hadn't talked about beating Western and Ole Miss getting beat at home by Western and Charleston Southern. You know, it's so easy to beat all these teams. Gardner-Webb and North Florida went to Purdue and won. But it's so easy to beat all these teams.
Right.
You know, this is just part 1 of the case.
Okay.
Now we'll go to part 2. The show may be longer this week.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to thank our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to show you highlights of the semifinal win and the tough defeat on Saturday night. We'll do that next on the Racer Report. The Racer Report with Steve Prohm is brought to you by Ruth Brothers Wine and Spirits, serving you for 50 years with 2 locations in Paducah, Kentucky. And by Pepsi Mid-America. Sign up today at Pepsi.com to earn Pepsi Experience points and earn rewards. And by Campus Evolution Villages in Murray, the best in student living. Call 270-767-1818 to plan your tour today. And by Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Higher education begins here. We're back here on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. The Racers coming away with just a tough weekend. They got to the final of the OVC tournament but lost to Belmont. And we're going to show you those highlights. But first we're going to start with just an incredible semifinal win against Morehead State on Friday night. And you know, first of all, congratulations to all the Racer fans that came out. The atmosphere for both of these games was just off the charts, and you could just see all the blue and gold was in there. But Coach, this game here, you know, the Racers had a stretch there where you got up by double digits at the half, and then in the second half, you guys really had to fight your tails off to get this victory. But here in the first half, you guys were playing some great ball.
Oh, it was funny. It's amazing. That game went from down 5 to up 11 to down 10 to win by 3. And so a lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of swings in momentum. But for our guys to be down like they were and to be able to come back a resilient group, and couldn't be proud of them for winning that game. And people don't realize Moorhead's an improved basketball team. Guys that they were counting on early in the season, Mashore, Warner, Mashore was a sit-out guy, and so he wasn't in flow yet. And now guys that they were really counting on were playing really well towards the tail end of the year.
We saw just the incredible performance of TJ Sapp in both games. He made the all-tournament team. He finished this game with 17 points. He was playing inspired ball. So was Jarvis Williams, though. I mean, he really played well in the 2 games.
And speaking of him, and I didn't realize until I read your notes, congratulations to him on the 1,000 points in a 2-year span. That's a tremendous achievement, and proud of him. And so, but yeah, he was great. Big steal right there by Cam, you can see. But all these guys, they competed. We had to. Moorhead, the thing about Moorhead, you play them, you better be tough, you better match their physicality.
All right, so I think we're still late first half here. That wasn't a great play there by Cameron Payne. Now we're into the second half. Racers are up 42-32, and then this is the part after you lost the lead. You guys fell behind 52-51, and then, went back up by 10 with just under 8 minutes to
go. We went down by 10, you mean? We went down by 10 in this game?
Down by 10. Down by 10 with under 8 minutes.
Yeah, down 10, and we had to hang in there. We had to fight. We started competing, and we were able to get it done.
Coach, what were you guys kind of thinking and talking about during that time where you were down by 10? Because I know it started on the defensive end because you started getting some stops.
Well, we just talked. We had to, you got to keep playing. I mean, 10 can go to 4 real quick, but we weren't very good defensively, that whole game, and credit Moorhead for that.
Afterwards, Cameron Payne, he said he thought that play right there was the one that really got Murray State going. That was the dish. And Moss hit the floater with 3:14 to go. The Racers were down by 2, and then
that was huge. That one tied it up right there.
That was the one
that put it on us to where, hey, let's go win this thing now.
That tied it with 1:44 to go. Just see the emotion. I mean, it was a great game.
But there's nothing like coaching in a mid-level tournament, man. There's an unbelievable amount of pressure and passion in it.
How about that right there, huh? 53 seconds to go. Payne hits the 3. Murray State's up by 1. We didn't put the Moorhead miss in there, but Farrell got the rebound and got it to Sapp, and he was fouled. He made the 2 free throws, and the Racers come up with a 80-77 win. Moorhead State called timeout. They did get a shot off to try to tie it, and you just see the emotion right there, Coach.
Yeah, a lot of emotion, great win, and 25th consecutive win.
All right, so that's the semifinal game as the Racers fell to or beat Moorhead State 80-77. And now we're going to go to the highlights against Belmont. There was such anticipation. I woke up that morning and I was immediate with butterflies. And we had to wait till 6 o'clock before we tipped it off. But Murray State and Belmont have met in the championship before 2 years ago, and it was a great game. And this was the same.
Everybody that talked to me about it, and you never get over these tough losses. I mean, they stay with you. But we move forward, and we've got to, because we've got a lot more basketball to play. But everybody watched that game, said high-level game. One of the most fun, entertaining basketball games we've seen all year. But we do play a fun style. Belmont does as well. You had a lot of great offensive plays by both teams. You had guys really, really competing and making plays. And unfortunately, we didn't get it done. We had a great opportunity at the end. We had the ball. Unfortunately, we weren't able to secure it and finish that out. And Belmont, to their credit, made a big shot and beat us. But that's the life. That you play at the mid-major tournament level.
Moss hit a pair there, and then Seymour hit a 3. That was Murray State's first 3 in the first half. The Racers were down 29-24. Finished the half on a 20-6 run, though, Coach.
Yeah, we were playing really well going into halftime. I think we go into halftime up 8, and we come out, and Jeff, we're running a play actually for Cam, but they cheated the play, so Farrell gets the slip, and you got a chance to go up 10 to start the half, and we miss a layup. They come down and score. We come down again, and Jarvis misses a layup. Cam misses a layup. And so in championship games, you've got to make those. And then they banked a couple 3 in. Barnett banks 2 threes in and hits a fadeaway 3 at the buzzer. And that's part of it. And you got to accept it. You got to understand it. And you have to have the same humility that you had in the 25 games in a row, and our guys have done that.
Okay, well, here was the last play of the half. Sapp, just a tremendous play here. So the Racers go up 49-41 at the half. And then, Coach, we're going to get into the second half. You mentioned the shots that Murray State missed. Here was the first bucket of the second half, and that was a big one because it kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit. Williams hit the putback. The Racers are up by 4. And Farrell here gets a big rebound and scores and puts it back. The Racers are up by 4 or up by 6 at that point. Jarvis Williams, and we'll see it a little bit later, he joined the 1,000 point club. I think it was on his last bucket of the day, and we'll see it a little bit later. But we mentioned his accomplishment, 1,000 points in two seasons is just great. But this game, man, you guys defended it. Belmont pretty good, but man, Brad's hurt you in the second half too.
Yeah, Brad, it really hurt us. Not just, we switched ball screens, not just posting up, but Brad's really hurt us on the offensive glass.
Here's a shot by T.J. Sapp, just a play with 8 minutes to go. That was his 23rd and 24th point. And then Cameron Payne comes down, pulls up, Racers up by 2. And boy, was there anything more exciting than the last part here, where you get under 3 minutes and it's every possession, every dribble of the ball just meant so much.
Yeah, no question.
Gosh.
I mean, when you get down the last 5 minutes, everything means everything.
Yeah.
And so you've got to be good and you got to be sharp.
And there's
we got quick to the end there. We shot all the way to the end, and that's it. That's the backbreaker there.
Yeah. And then tell us about the last play here, Coach. You didn't have much time. It was only 3
Well,
points
we were
here.
trying to get it to, I probably should have maybe called timeout right there and try to get a little bit better look. Trying to get it to Cam to try to see if he had a crease, go all the way. If not, get to half court, call timeout.
But I ran it back. You would have had probably less than a second.
Yeah, about
if you had
0.8
your
I
edge.
looked at it
Yeah.
when you got it. And so, you're at half court 0.8. It's still going to be tough. But, it's a tough situation. It's always tough to go length of floor in those situations. Yeah. And so it didn't work out for us. And, but we had some opportunities. And, you could question, a ton of things throughout the whole game. But that's if you win, you don't. If you lose, you do. And so that's life.
Well, Coach, I've always felt like this. It's better to have been in a game like that than to not have been in a game like that. I mean.
Oh yeah, you
even though you lost it, at least you were there, and the effort that your team gave was just incredible.
Well, you want to play for championships,
Yep.
and that's what we've done this year. We won a regular season conference championship, which is a special achievement, and really proud of them.
All right. Just one more word about the week ahead. You guys are going to keep working here. We know the Racers are in the NIT, but we're making our case for the Racers to be included in the NCAA tournament this week.
Yeah, later this afternoon, Beth will talk with the committee, and then you'll talk with them and Alan, and then you guys will give me feedback, and then we'll move forward starting tomorrow morning.
All right, Coach. Good luck this week, okay?
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Head Coach Steve Prohm. We'll see you next time on the Racer Report.
And the Racer fans in big numbers are in a frenzy. Right side Payne drives it in, puts it off the glass and in, and the Racers take 9 seconds to score. Is in with the Euro step, missed it, and Farrell rebounds. Payne finds Sapp in transition in the paint, swims by his man and put it up and in. It is Williams with the ball, top of the key. Tries to drive on Bashore, posts him up, puts the little hook up and in. Up to Payne, it's a 3-on-1 break. Moss hooks it to Williams, who slams it home. By Alici of Moorhead. Coast to coast drive, picked off. Payne picks the pocket of Descent, goes inside and puts it off the glass and in. Sapp inside the free throw line, the runner banked in and the Racers go on top.
Handling out front, and he's running the baseline.
Bounce underneath, Moss got it to Sapp for the layup. We watch them work on that today. They got it to perfection. Farrell tries to post up, Reeder goes up with the hook, and he banked it in with the right hand. How about that? Right side, Sapp dials up a long three, and it's good! On the rebound, Farrell goes up and rattles it off, no good. Rebounded is Williams, back up and in! And it's 29-24. Entry pass goes inside to Williams, put it up and in, and he drew the foul. To Sapp. Sapp goes inside, puts up the floater, and it rattles in. Rebound pulled down by Moorhead State, but stolen by Payne. Goes up and put it in. They just gave it to the Racers. Drive inside. Payne a little bit, well, I was going to say out of control, but he hits a layup. I don't know how he hit it. Blocked by Payne. Mashore didn't see it coming. He finds Moss, drives in, puts it up and in with a finger roll. Back to the far sideline. Payne, it's open. He gets it into Farrell, and he slams it in. It doesn't. Bad miss. Rebound, Williams. He tries to go back up, and he hooked it in. Baseline, it is Williams. Dribbles once, he's double teamed, but puts up a tough hook shot to give the Racers the lead. Moss finds Payne, jumper in the corner, three. Finally, Payne's able to get one down, and it's a 7-point game. 71-60, 6:25 to go. Moss inside finds Williams, who stuffs it on the other end. Bad shot. Williams rebounds off to Payne. He finds Sapp. He gets it to Moss, and he lays it up and in with a dunk. Payne left side, sees an opening. Put it up and in on the floater. Harrington, he'll drive into the paint, whips it in to Williams, who stuffs it in. Payne's gonna find Sapp, drives in, throws a high pass, caught by Moss. He'll drive in for the floater and hit it. Back to a 2-point game. In traffic, he gets it into front court, finds Williams, stuffs it in. We're tied at 75 with 1:41 to go.
Jeffrey Moss was in a runaway truck there. Looked like he was out of control.
From the Racers, and Moorhead back on top too with 57 seconds to go. Payne, three for the lead. Gone! It's gone, and the Racers are up 78-75. Moorhead has one timeout left. The Racers, no timeouts. It's in the air. Good. Sapp makes two crucial free throws. The Racers set it up with 20 seconds remaining. Only a step back three. Missed it. And the Racers survive and advance. Moorhead State gave it one heck of an effort, but it's Murray State who moves on 80-77.
The Racer Report with Steve Prohm is brought to you by Ruth Brothers Wine and Spirits, serving you for 50 years with 2 locations in Paducah, Kentucky. And by Pepsi Mid-America. Sign up today at Pepsi.com to earn Pepsi Experience points and earn rewards. And by Campus Evolution Villages in Murray, the best in student living. Call 270-767-1818 to plan your tour today. And by Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Higher education begins here.